Hi, my name is Deirdre Catlin, and I'm with Quantum Living Conversations. And I'd like to talk with you today about a subject that's been floating around in my head these past few months, and it's around the idea of we the people and united we stand. And it really focuses probably from a slightly different angle than we see in the world, or has been put out there in the world. And my viewpoint is shaped by how I've been all around the world and gotten to visit a lot of different cultures. I grew up in the Northeast in New England and have lived in Colorado and Texas and Oklahoma and Washington and the South and Georgia. And I've been all over the place. And one of the things that I take away from meeting people from all sorts of different backgrounds is that we have far more in common than we do differences. And one of the stories that really sticks to me happened about 3 years ago. I was eavesdropping on the vets on the farm. We're putting on, having a barbecue and putting up tents. And two of the guys were talking from different backgrounds. They were talking about the 2016 elections, and each of them had taken a different side. And what was really cool is, here are people supporting an event that they believe in and are helping to put on a barbecue and a good time. And so they were discussing a rather usually contentious subject, politics. And what I really appreciated, though, from eavesdropping and listening to the conversation coming and going, was that they were both really curious about the other people, each person's perspective, and why they voted the way they did. And it was really cool to eavesdrop or listen in on a conversation of people explaining why they see the world and how they see the world, and what drove them to make their choices. And what the cool takeaway was that I got from it was, at the end, one of the fellas said that we agree on nearly 98% of the issues, and the 2% of the issues probably are never going to happen. And he further discovered that, those 2% of the issues are the ones that keep being brought up all the time. And so it was really fascinating to me to hear two people really come to that conclusion based on a discussion that they had together. Because I do think it's the truth. We have far more in common with each other. We're all wanting very similar things for our lives, for our families, for the world around us. And we sometimes have different ways of going about it. And I think one of the things that's hard for me to understand is that it almost seems like we're in a either-or situation. And, I don't think the world works that way. I think there is a lot more gray areas, and somehow we assume that folks, there seems to be an automatic assumption that, people are against me in the world, and automatically assuming or projecting onto others that because they don't believe exactly what I think, we can't have a conversation. And I really encourage you, I use that example from the fellas talking about an election, that we can have conversations. And even though we're on seemingly different sides, there's a lot more that we're in agreement with. And I encourage you to check out, asking people, wondering why they believe the way they do. And if take that a step further and internally check, why do you believe the things that you believe? Are you able to explain it to somebody in a reasonable manner? And are you okay if somebody disagrees with you? What I've found are those times that I have really tried to control a conversation or tried to make people understand me. It never works. I think in another video or another place I talked about, I don't understand all the reasons that I make choices or move throughout my days. So how am I going to try to get somebody else to understand it? So I hope we have a lot more grace and a lot more kindness. There's just tons of examples of people doing amazing things out there in the world. And I hope you get to have conversations with them. And I know for me, they've improved my life. They've made me expand my box and look out from my controlled, sometimes having the blinders up way of looking at things. And I have a much more fulfilling experience being able to see more of the bigger picture and more of what's going on around me. So I hope you all the best. And if you're needing help in trying to break down some of those paradigms, and there are some really great people on my website and that I link to, or you can check some of the services I offer at deirdrecatlin.com and Quantum Living Creations. I hope you all the best and have a beautiful day. Thank you.